So in the previous lecture, children, we read about the factors that have enabled globalization, and in detail we discuss already about the technology. Okay, and in technology we read that transportation technology as well as information and communication technology plays a very important role in the globalization phenomena, and with example we have understood this. Now, today our topic is liberalization of foreign trade and foreign investment policy. Okay, children, if we before we start this topic, liberalization, just I wanted to tell you the background of the liberalization, that how the liberalization started. You all know that there was a time of colonial period. There was a colonial period where the colonial powers were ruling over the world. All the European powers, they were ruling over Asia, Asian countries as well as Africa. Okay, so these countries were ruling there, and they made colonies for the purpose of using their mineral resources, as well as they made the colonies for market purpose. They wanted to sell their things in the market, and they were selling their things in colonies which they made. And as you know that India was also one of the colony of Britishers, right? So Britishers, we know, after a long freedom struggle, Britishers left our country and we got freedom in 1947. Okay, 1947, you know that our economy was not that much established, and our economy got ruined by Britishers. So what was the first step that our government did? First, what they did, that they established barriers. Trade barriers were put by the restrictions were there on by the government on trade, because at that time we were doing trade with the Britishers. When they were ruling here, they were doing trade from India to different countries like China and other Middle East countries. So our government, after getting independence, they thought that we have to recover from this, and they wanted to establish their economy. So for that purpose they started putting barriers on the trade. So they formed a liberal policy. Liberal word, as you know, the liberal means free, freedom. Okay, freedom where? In the trade. So liberalization means, as you can see on the screen, it is mentioned here, highlighted one, removing barriers or restrictions set by the government is what is known as liberalization. So our Indian government, just when we got independence, they adopted this liberalization. Our government, they adopted liberal policy. 1991, I will talk about 1991 later. So barriers were there. Under this liberal policy, trade barriers adopted. So what is trade barrier? Trade barrier is tax on imports is an example of trade barrier. It is called a barrier because some restriction has been set up. Okay, so trade barrier means restriction on trade. Okay, how much trade we will do, with whom we will do trade. Okay, this has to be decided by the government. Who does the decision? Who take the decision of trading, international trading? Government. So government has to decide with whom they will do trade, with whom they will not do trade, how much goods and services should come to our country, how much we should export. So import and export, all those things were decided under this trade barrier. So those restrictions were made by the Indian government just after getting the independence. Why the after independence government put barriers? Because if you just check here this paragraph, the Indian government after independence had put barriers to foreign trade and foreign investment. Restrictions were there by the Indian government on foreign trade and foreign investment. Even all the companies, all the countries were not allowed to invest in our country. All countries were not allowed to do trade with our country. We had restrictions at that time. Okay, this was considered necessary to protect the producers within the country from foreign competition. Because why now the question is that why trade barriers were put by the Indian government after independence? Because our producers, they were unable to compete with the foreign competition, with the foreign traders, because it was very tough for our Indian producers. They were their the quality was not good, and they were not able to compete there in the international industries. So government thought that we will protect our producers first. We will let them compete with themselves, and once they will become stronger, when once they will be able to compete, then we will remove the barriers. So restrictions were put by the government just after independence. Okay, industries were just coming up in the 1950s and 1960s, and competition from imports at that stage would not have allowed these industries to come up. So thus India allowed imports of only essential items. So we were just, importing machineries, because we were not having that much good technology at that time. So we were importing machineries, we were importing fertilizers, we were importing crude oil. Okay, these things were purchased by Indian government, and we very few things we used to export, like the like spices, like cotton, raw cotton, and food grains. All these things were exported from India, but very limited trade we were doing after independence, because our producers were not, they were not so uh, stronger at that time, so that they can compete in the international market, right? So when did they remove the trade barriers then? Liberalization, when it started? From 1991, our Indian government started the policy, adopted the policy of liberalization, and the government decided that the time had come for the Indian producers to compete with producers around the globe. So it's a long time, that 1947 till 1991, they they established themselves. Our Indian producers, they became more stronger, competing between the states and within our own country. They were competing with each other, and so later our Indian government decided that our producers are also efficient now, and they are able to compete. So that is why barriers were removed by the government in 1991. And that is why most of the MNCs reached to our country in 1991, when barriers were removed. Okay, so it felt that competition would improve the performance of producers within the country. You were doing trade within your country, but later our Indian government thought that now the competition should be between the countries, so that our producers will become more competent, and they will also learn new things from the international companies. So this decision was supported by powerful international organizations. So even developed countries also, basically the developed countries wanted that developing countries should remove their barriers, and they should allow the MNCs to enter their countries, and MNCs should reach to their country and should invest money, and should use the resources, and even they should get chance to the Indian people to get employment. So for this reason, many developed countries pressurize the developing countries to remove their barriers. Okay, so this is what we have understood here under this heading, liberalization. Now, moving to the next topic, WTO. This is World Trade Organization. Okay, what is WTO? This is World Trade Organization. This is one of the part of UNO, you can say. This it was established in 1st January 1995. This you can write down there. here you can write down that this was established in 1st January 1995. It was formed. WTO was formed, and its headquarters is situated in Geneva, Switzerland. Write down this. And you know how many countries are the members of WTO right now? According to 2018 data, about 164. Here it is mentioned 149, but actually it is 164. 164 countries are the members of WTO. Now the question is why it is formed. This WTO, why it was formed. See, WTO, its main aim is to liberalize international trade. They are responsible for checking the trade, international trade, and they have made the rules and regulation for the international trade, and that has to be obeyed by all the members. Okay, so the rules and regulation of international, so because why they did so, because they wanted that trade should go on freely, free and fair trade. Free and fair trade should be done. All countries should get a chance to sell their products. All countries should get chance equally. You know, developed countries, so they develop themselves after the colonization, but developing countries were still struggling, like India. Still, you know, we are trying to recover our, you trying to balance our economy. Okay, so these were the main aim of WTO. It is mentioned here the, you know, the aim and regarding international trade, and sees that these rules are obeyed. So they made rules, and those rules should be obeyed by all the